Yeah, so right there, that is showing my announcements randomly. So right now I'm using the announcements layer for this, but before with the random slides, notice I've got that. So what I would do is I would start this. So, so like a lot of times, this idea came from someone in one of the ProPresenter communities that I run. And he said, okay, here's the deal. I've got this slideshow, but like every time I go to the fourth slide, I want that to be a random slide. So I thought, oh yeah, I know how to do that, despite some people say no, that's not possible. But I was wrong, and so let's head over to my computer. I'll tell you what I did initially, and then we'll talk about what actually worked. So here we are in ProPresenter, and if I select this random slides here, um, you'll notice that it doesn't appear to have anything on it. So here's what is going on. First off, I created a smart playlist here. Doesn't have to be a smart playlist. That's not the thing that did it. What did it is um, I drug up the entire smart playlist right here. So I could have done that with any of these playlists here. Just drag the entire thing up onto the slide. Now, why does that matter? Well, on each of these slides, if I right click and I go to next queue, notice there's an option for random. So, just to show you what this does, I click on this, and then after 5 seconds, it should go to another one, and so on. And so that should be random once that gets going here. So let me make sure that the next queue on, see, there was a mistake right there. I just had the next queue set to next on these two. So now it should be the case that, here, let's go to this one. Let's see if it goes to Easter or Palm Sunday. Palm Sunday, but next I would expect it to go. Yep, it went back to follow us. I didn't click on that, by the way. It just did it. So it's randomly going through these. So that's step one. Now, you'll notice that I put this on the announcement layer, and there's a reason for that. If I were to create another announcements thing here, where are we here? Okay, so I made this loop here, and it doesn't matter what these are, but what matters is as I go through here, let me make sure to edit looks here, because what's going on right now, oh, I see the problem that I made is, yeah, so right there, that is showing my announcements randomly. So right now I'm using the announcements layer for this, but before with the random slides, notice I've got that. So what I would do is I would start this. So yes, let's go ahead and do that. And you'll see that it's changed over here because normally I use it for that vertical slide. But every time that it goes through to here, it should pick up whatever is running up here. So that's what's going on here. So that time it was Palm Sunday, and we'll see if, let me just expedite things a bit. Now it says follow us, which is right here. And so that's what's going on here is basically when it gets to this one, it doesn't have anything on it. So actually, let me make sure. Yeah. So there's nothing here. And so basically what's going on is that, oh yeah, now I remember what's here actually. If I right click and edit this slide real quick, what this is showing is it's showing the, I have a screen 1 right here. So it's a screen preview of basically a placeholder screen that has that on it. I could have done it the opposite way too, which would probably be a little easier, where I put the loop on the announcement slide and then put the random slide on the announcement layer rather, and then put the random slide just on the slides layer. And that's probably what I would recommend is to do it that way. I did it kind of a convoluted way because my initial thought was that I would just put this directly there, but it didn't work. It always started on the exact first one, and it didn't matter if I made the slideshow, the time here down here shorter or longer. If it was shorter, then it would go to the next one and it would just stay on that one. And it didn't matter if I had a 5-second go to next timer or what. So that didn't work whatsoever. So it was very important that I go ahead and change it. So that's a bit of a hack, but it does do what the person was asking, where you would have just one slide that would sometimes put different stuff on there. Of course, you could have repeated the loop several times, and every time you got to the third slide or whatever, put in a different one, but that's not random. That would have been, if you were paying attention, you would say, okay, now the third slide is the second one, now the third slide is the first one, etc. So this is just kind of a funny way to get around that problem. If you like this content, you'd probably like my ProPresenter 7 Quick Start course. So head on over to tdm.fyi/proquick. You don't even need the 7 anymore. Give me your name and email address, and I'll make a login for you for free. Until next time, this is Paul Allen Clifford from TrinityDigitalMedia.com and ChurchTechU.com, reminding you to go out and change eternity.